So you want to learn a new language and make some progress this year. You've tried many methods, but you haven't really improved. Also, there are so many blogs, apps, and platforms promising you fast results in exchange for your money. How do you decide what strategies actually work and how to use these strategies to ensure that you make progress? In this video, I'm going to be explaining the science of language learning, and I'll be sharing some research-backed up methods that will help you learn that new language better. Of course, the language we'll be focusing on is the English language. So let's get right into it. So let's start off with how our brains change. Learning a new language actually causes changes in your brain. Our brains create new connections and strengthen existing ones. In fact, in 2014, Lee et al. Noted that language learning can lead to brain reorganization, with some areas specializing in the new language and others maintaining the native language. So, if you are a non-native trying to learn English, don't be so hard on yourself. Your brain is actually doing a lot of work. And if you ever feel like your brain is splitting into two while you're learning, it actually is. There are many language learning methods out there. Some people recommend using language apps like Duolingo and the rest. Some people would say you should listen to podcasts, watch videos, watch movies, get a tutor, travel to the country and learn the language. Which ones are the best? What are the upsides and downsides of each one? Let's talk about that. First off, we're going to be talking about language learning apps like Duolingo, Hello English, Memrise. Okay, what are the good and bad parts about them? The good sides are that they are fun. They make learning feel like a game. Also, they're very good for error correction because whenever you make a mistake, you will definitely be corrected. Also, they help you to repeat the concepts that you have learned so that you always are remembering and are reminded of the things that you have learned. However, they have some downsides. A major downside is that they lack connection with your personal reality. For example, let's say you're being taught about how to buy coffee at a coffee shop. But you live in a tropical country and you don't really buy coffee. You buy cold fizzy drinks and the rest. So it's not really related to your reality a lot of times. Another downside is that there is no interaction. You just get fed with a lot of information, a lot of new words, a lot of new sentences and phrases, and there is no opportunity for you to interact like you would in a normal everyday situation. Next is the use of videos, podcasts, and movies to learn a new language. These are actually good because you hear practical words and phrases. You can use them anytime you want. You could listen to a podcast while going on a jog or walking on the street. And also you have the ability to immerse yourself in these things. You could fill your whole day with watching movies in English, listening to podcasts in English. This could be your whole life. So they can be really, really helpful. However, just like the very first one, there are also downsides here. Some of the downsides are that there is no form of interaction. Okay, there's no conversation, there's no back and forth interaction. Also, there is no error correction. You're listening to someone speaking on a podcast or you're watching a video of someone speaking and all you are doing is receiving information. There is no opportunity for you to give back information. There is no error correction. These are the downsides of this method. Let's move on to the very next one. Another method that people like to use is getting a personal tutor or going to a school to learn a language. And this method has actually been quite effective because there is error correction, there is interaction, you get to practice the things you have learned. So it's quite good. However, the problem with this is that there is limited time. Most students only spend 1 hour or a couple of hours a week with their tutor or in school. So when they leave the school environment, they go back to speaking their native language and don't really practice in the language that they're trying to learn. So that's the problem with this. At this point, you're probably wondering which method is the best. Each of them have their downsides and their upsides. So if you really want to learn a language, science has proven that the best way is to combine each of these methods. Research has shown that a combination of immersion, spaced repetition, and active practice is the best way to learn any language at all. This is key to language mastery. Surround yourself with the language, review regularly, and engage in conversations. This approach activates your brain's language learning center and leads to long-term retention. To help you with this, I'll be giving you a 30-day English learning plan that integrates these three concepts and changes them or turns them into daily activities that you can do for 30 days to make sure that you learn the language that you want to learn properly and learn it faster. These are little goals that you need to achieve every day that in the long run will lead to language improvement because they are combining these three concepts. So look for the link in the description box, download this 30-day plan, and make sure you follow it. There are parts of it that need you to have a discussion with someone. If you do not have anyone to speak with because you live in a country where no other person speaks English, then you could go to our Facebook page, which would be linked in the description box. There would be a Facebook group that you can join and find other people who are also trying to learn English just like you, non-native English speakers who are also trying to learn English and they would want to practice their English. You could make friends with these people and practice with them. Also, you could post on the group every day and share your progress with every other person on the group. We will be cheering you on. No matter the time that you watch this video, even if you're watching it right now or in 3 months' time or after 2 years, there will still be people doing this challenge and you could post your progress on the group and people will be there to cheer and encourage you. Learning a new language is a remarkable journey. And by understanding how our brains work, now you know how best to learn English. So start your language learning adventure today and make sure you go through every single day of the 30-day learning challenge. I bet you'll have testimonies at the end of the 30 days. You would have improved your English, you'd be more fluent, you'd be more confident, and you'd have made friends who are ready to practice with you. Also, if you would like to get a personal tutor who would have the time to correct your mistakes and interact with you in the specific way that will be best for you to improve your English, I will be placing a link to a good language learning app that gives you access to professional tutors. Name is Preply, and you could find a tutor here that matches you, that matches your time schedule, that matches maybe your nationality. If you follow this link, you would have access to this option. So start your language learning adventure today and make a commitment to go through every single day of the 30-day challenge. And when we're done with the 30 days, you could try it again. And you could just do this every month. And just imagine, if you go through these activities for 30 days every month for the next 6 months, I bet you'd be fluent by the end of the year. And that's my goal, that's my aim.